Can one induce dark night of the soul? Through the highs and lows of life, we experience new phases, new times, and seasons in life. Life throws us off balance, but we manage to keep still and keep fighting. However, there comes a time when we've had enough. We can't keep fighting. Everything feels meaningless. No drive, no motivation, no hope, no sense of direction. You live life in motion. You ask yourself, is this the end? No answer. I just described a phase of life that many experience, the dark night of the soul. Welcome back to Psych Simplified. Our goal is to simplify the human mind and behavior for you. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for more videos. When I experienced this phase for many months, it changed me in no small way. It altered my idea about reality. I was tired. I was so tired of living, and I was so tired of trying. Doing those mundane things I used to enjoy seemed to hold no meaning to me anymore. As someone who loves to know the reason behind everything I do, I wondered why I have to go through this challenging phase in my life and how I can get out of it. Now I've realized that it's an essential part of life and self-development. And when you can successfully come out from such an experience, you experience a deeper meaning of life. You gain insights and your transition to becoming a better being. But it's going to be painful to deal with. Yes, you may feel that you'd have to drop and lose those things you thought you couldn't do without, like your pride, status, belief system, identity. Some of these things will be shed off so a new you can emerge for the better. This is called a rebirth. At first, it might be difficult to pinpoint how you moved into this phase of extreme sadness, hopelessness, and uncertainty. You must have wondered if it was your fault that made you have such an experience, or external factors that caused it. Hence the basis of the topic, can one induce the dark night of the soul? As we go on, we'll identify if the dark night of the soul is induced by you or external factors. An event, a disaster, heartbreak, physical exhaustion. They're all triggers of the dark night of the soul, and most times, out of one's control. One notable factor that can induce dark night of the soul is when the person's faced with those things contradictory to one's belief, such that he's made to choose. All at once, so many wrong things start coming your way instead of the right things. It could be the loss of a child. It could drift you and your partner apart. But at the same time, things are hard financially, and you begin to question your beliefs and essence in life. You're so confused, and you wonder if you've been living the right life before. And if yes, why is everything falling apart at once? You reason maybe all your life has been a lie. Perhaps everything you thought was a lie, garbage, and wasted your life. You seek answers, but you never understand why your life is heading this way. At first you think the phase will soon be over, but no, you drop deep down into the chasm of darkness, and it completely blinds you. At this point, you give up. You stop fighting. You let the darkness overwhelm you, and you say, if this is the end, then it's the end. When you finally accept and stop fighting, it can drive you to start reflecting and meditating. Then somehow, you get insight. You start seeing tiny pieces of the puzzle that give you clues to the answer. Let us talk about another factor that can induce the dark night of the soul, which is a disaster. No one goes through a catastrophe and remains the same. It's a lifetime experience that turns one inside out. The loss of a year's worth of savings when a company burns completely, war, flooding, or losing all your loved ones in an accident where only you survived. Imagine these scenarios. If anyone's faced with any of these disasters, it would cause serious emotional shock and drive the person to a state of intense sadness, hopelessness, pain. Now, you may ask, why did all these things happen to me? Of all people in this world, why did I live? Why did I not die in the process and end it with all them? You keep asking why, but of course, no answer. This can be a challenging phase for an individual, and only allowing oneself to pass through the hurt and pain and giving oneself the time to heal and reflect is when one can come out of this state. Death is another uncontrollable circumstance that can induce a dark night of the soul. Suppose you're faced with death, maybe of a loved one, or you're in a workplace where you see people die almost every day. It can hit you hard and make you begin to examine your reality. For example, the death of a loved one can create a deep emotional chasm. Someone you have shared so much connection with for years, someone who holds a significant part of your life, is no more. It can make you feel like life is not worth living. You may try to accept the reality, but it's impossible because your mind keeps drifting back to the great memories you once shared, and the emotional bond so strong that it becomes hard for you to let go. If you have a job where you experience people dying or seeing dead bodies at one time, your experience can hit you and make you think of your reality. This too can trigger a dark night of the soul. All these triggers were based on external factors or circumstances beyond our control. Of course, no one will ever wish for a natural disaster or to be faced with the death of loved ones, but it is inevitable. The dark night of the soul could be a way the universe makes us know that we're ready for a new and different phase, and we should be gone with the rut and the old patterns of our life. It's an opportunity to set new patterns and adopt new belief systems. It's an opportunity for rebirth. Can one induce a dark night of the soul? Not really. The universe knows just the right time when you'll be ready for it. You may start feeling the signs before finally reaching the stage of complete darkness that envelops you. But on the other hand, it may come so suddenly and change your world. One thing you should know is that the experience is beyond your control. Give yourself to the darkness, be patient, and be ready to rise above it when the time is right.
I hope that you enjoyed the explanation. Please don't hesitate to share your thoughts and experiences in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe and click on the bell icon to be notified of subsequent updates. Thanks for watching!